The following podcast is recorded and produced by 𝗏𝗏𝗏, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Welcome back to the Virtuosos. It's me, Jules, as always. Alongside of me is Damon and Damien. We got some D23 news, just talking about things that we liked and disliked and whatnot. Give you guys a little bit more insight of how we feel about it and potentially things that we will be watching or give you information on. First and foremost, obviously thank you guys for the support. If you like what you hear, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to keep you guys around. Mr. TikTok, Mr. Superstar, Mr. Bulletproof, Mr. Teflon, you know what I'm saying? Usually do the TikTok reviews for us, they go crazy, obviously. What was something that you seen that you feel like is definitely going to hit for us going forward and even just for the fans in general?
I mean, if they had a Cars 4, probably made 10 videos on it, but unfortunately Lightning McQueen is not on Woody level. But, just going through this right now, they definitely dropped a lot of good projects. The ones I was shocked about the most, number one I would say is Zootopia 2.
Yeah,
I didn't think that was going to be a sequel.
I didn't care for it. Yeah,
I'm going to be honest, I'm like, oh, wow. I don't even know what you do in a second movie there, but it's happening. So, there's that. Marvel got, Fantastic Four news and Agatha, which I feel like should have came out but didn't, but now it is, which is cool. But the one I'm probably most excited about, the one I'm excited to make content about, I just told y'all, was Toy Story 5. Because I work with children, so I could see them transitioning from toys to electronics. So I'm interested to see how they do that, especially growing up loving the Toy Story movies. So I'll probably say that's the one I'm most interested in. I know my man's Trey was very mad that Incredibles 3 came out. So that would probably be my second one. So those two.
Whatever he hate, you love.
Very angry. Very angry. So those two I'll probably say for me.
For you, Damien, you watch a bunch of stuff. Obviously, you're more into the lore of everything. What's something that you feel like definitely can stick your teeth in?
The thing that caught my eye the most was probably the second season of Percy Jackson.
I didn't even see that, actually.
Yeah, they announced the second season of Percy Jackson. I did end up really liking the first season. I thought it ended well. Sea of Monsters isn't my favorite book, but to kind of just see where they go with the story and how it was made, that was a really exciting one. And it's coming out in 2025, which is shocking. I wasn't expecting it to get such a quick release. So that'll be cool to get that story continued, and I have to wait 3 years in between seasons, especially with an aging cast.
Yeah.
I did obviously love seeing Daredevil Born Again snippet. John Bernthal back as the Punisher. Obviously kind of seeing, the trailers got leaked online. They weren't shown personally, but from what you see, Daredevil obviously looks really good. Kind of back to, it looks very much like the Netflix show. It didn't look like it was holding anything back. We'll see if that holds up because they tend to push that kind of thing every time. But it's saying March 1st on Disney Plus for Daredevil Born Again. March 1st. So, that could be cool. Another one that caught my eye, and I've never been into this franchise, is Avatar. Whole Avatar showcase.
I love Avatar. So.
I never saw the second one. I barely remember the first one because I was a kid when it came out. But I might have to check that out as far as world building and how that goes. I know James Cameron's obviously a talent, but everything I saw from Avatar: Fire and Ash looked outrageous. It kind of piqued my interest to the point where I think I have to get into it now.
Avatar is something I wrote down, but I'll definitely start off. I'll kind of piggyback off what you said. The Daredevil stuff, them saying that it's darker, and the trailer did look darker.
Yeah.
So I was very excited about that. I can't express enough how much excited about that because I was very concerned about them bringing in a Daredevil character and potentially doing a disjustice or disservice. I would be better off saying because when you get a character like that, it's already grounded.
Yeah.
So if you if you fight, if I'm beating on you with knuckles and sticks. Like,
how much more?
It's like I can only bruise so much. I can only
Mm-hmm.
bruise so much. So the fact that we are getting blood and such a dark tone, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing was really like lit up more or less.
No,
anything.
yeah.
It felt kind of eerie even. I've been anticipating this series for a long time. You know, all the pushbacks and like they were saying
They
like
reshot the whole damn thing.
dude, they reshot the whole thing, and I'm like, whatever was before, burn it because if it ever leaks, it's bad. It's very very bad for business. But not too familiar with the villain Muse.
Yeah, Muse. I'm not either.
Not too
I mean,
familiar.
the mask and all that. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks and posts about it, like trying to explain the character.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know too much. It's kind of be something I kind of just don't even want to know at this point. I just
I'm
want to
good
go into
with
the show.
Yeah, I'm good with going
and just
in
seeing exactly who he is. I mean, you kind of get that snippet that shows that him and Kingpin are going to team up. Is Muse the guy they're teaming up against, or is it somebody bigger?
I feel like they're
Obviously, we
teaming up
won't know.
against him because it seems like he does not like Kingpin. It seems
Yeah,
like
it
he seems like
it kind of seems like an
because
anarchist.
he's a low.
like
He
just
seems like a
wants crazy.
lower class like crazy guy.
And it was cool to see that they're bringing everybody back. You're getting
Dude,
everybody
that's
from
what
the
that's what I
original
wrote. I
show.
was like, you literally get all the original characters. Obviously, the return of Kingpin. You get Bullseye. You get the Punisher. We get Foggy and Karen. And then we get the emergence of the White Tiger, who's played by kamar Reyes.
Which I
Unfortunately,
saw that he passed away, which
yeah.
I thought was pretty crazy.
Yeah, he passed away last year, right before Christmas, which is pretty sad, obviously. But there are different characters that don the White Tiger,
So they could always
suit,
move along
So
with
they
it.
can move along with it if they want. But he seems like he's gonna play this character very, very well.
Right.
And I like the suit as well, like that necklace.
They say like they did, like I said, all of like the way everything looked on the show was really well done. I like seeing the 4 different Daredevil masks. So I could see that we might get a handful of outfits for this Daredevil. Obviously, we saw the yellow one at the awards.
Oh my God,
She-Hulk.
those masks! Yes.
Yeah, when they had him on the case, they obviously, you know, he's getting the new, like, kind of redone suit that's not so dark red. It'll be more so comic accurate to where his bright red is. You saw a black suit, kind of
But
like
he
a
has
stealth
some,
looking
yeah,
kind
in
of
case
suit.
he needs to go.
Yeah, so I mean, it'll be cool to see like if they let him wear multiple suits. Obviously, that's always been a joke with the MCU is that they make a character switch suits every single project because they have to sell toys.
Yeah.
And they have to sell collectibles. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle that going forward. Because even that was like even a big talk with the end of Spider-Man. It was like everybody loved that Spider-Man suit at the end of No Way Home. But it's like, are we ever gonna see him? Because you know
No, we
they're
could
gonna
sell it
sell-
off a silhouette kind of, where it's like a little bit of like the blurs kind of, popping out.
I was gonna say, I think Star Wars, like if I had to pinpoint like a disappointment in terms of all these, I think Star Wars could have.
I just didn't think Skeleton Crew looked all that good.
I'll be
Andor season
honest.
2 getting a second season is awesome. Andor season 1 was obviously very well made. It really took the Star Wars community by storm. I'm gonna see the Mandalorian and Grogu film like no matter what.
Yeah.
Like that's just a big staple for them. That's like the biggest thing they had going forward for them. But Skeleton Crew just didn't really pique my interest at all. Like I saw the trailer. I don't really know anything like nothing about it was like wow, that blew me away. I thought Star Wars would have a bigger slate,
And they didn't.
but it kind of seems like they just went all in on the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Is like, hey, listen,
Yeah,
this is
that's
gonna be
what it
our
seemed
next
like.
big thing, and this is all you're gonna get, really. You know what I'm saying? Which even as a Star Wars fan, it's like I didn't love the last season of the Mandalorian.
At all.
So it's like if that's gonna be your full thing going forward, it's like every single thing that they do kind of gets counteracted. Like the Mandalorian is supposed to be this mysterious figure, then he ends up taking his helmet off. They blow up the Razor Crest, now they're bringing the Razor Crest back.
Yep.
Like they're kind of just going all over the place. Where it's like, where do you want to go with this character and with the character of Grogu? Since that's like your main focal point. Baby Yoda is your bestseller right now.
Yeah.
They didn't announce no season 2 of Obi-Wan, possibly Ahsoka, nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I say like then even Andor season 2 didn't get a release date. That was just saying, hey, listen, we're making it, and you'll get it when you get it. I mean, Mandalorian and Grogu was 2 years away. So if if we're not, when is the next big Star Wars content at this rate? Like you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I gotta catch up anyways. You know what I'm saying? I'm square one, so I can't even comment and like. tell
Anakin
y'all, like,
Skywalker's still on Tatooine in his storyline, so it's like, you know.
if it give me a chance to catch up, like that's a W to me.
And there was also some really cool original films, which we don't get too many of now. We've talked about that obviously a lot on the show, where everything's a remake, everything's a remaster, a spin-off, something like that. Pixar did release 2 trailers for 2 original films.
Yeah.
The Elio teaser, which is about the boy who basically becomes like Earth's ambassador for to an alien race, which looked a little different. John Hamm obviously is a main voice in that, which is he's a big actor. And then they also did Hoppers,
Yeah.
which was honestly Hoppers did look kind of cool. Young girl transfers her consciousness into a robot beaver in order to learn about the world of animals. Pixar could do a lot with that. I mean, I trust Pixar pretty much in any animation they do, as they are the main one.
Literally anything.
But I mean, obviously, like putting your consciousness into a robot beaver, like you could literally do anything with that. That's just a funny concept, and it's cool to see Pixar doing that. Like, because for Pixar doing the original stuff, you also got Disney kind of digging into the well again. Snow White getting a live action movie made now.
Yeah. I forgot. Was it Rachel Zegler?
Rachel Zegler. Yep, she plays Snow White. You got Lion King, Mufasa.
That plot point, I don't know if y'all seen, is actually pretty interesting.
I didn't watch the trailer. I just saw the announcement.
I was looking it up, and I seen a tweet on it, but it obviously like disappeared because every time you open Twitter, it has to refresh.
Yeah.
But so I opened it up and I seen it real quick, and it was like Mufasa is an orphan cub, which was we kind of already knew that, but like I guess the Scar took him in, like his family took him in. So I don't even know how they could play off of that.
I mean, since there really is no lore written, I mean, I don't know if there's books or not, but they really don't talk about the lore too much in the Lion King. So they could really write their own story. They seem like brothers, as if we assume that they're brothers, but like if they're not really blood brothers, I guess you can see where that tension comes from. The fact that Mufasa emerged and Scar didn't. So, exactly.
And they were saying, I think it was another thing. It was like somebody made a theory that basically saying like, what if Scar's family was the reason, or his parents are the reason that Mufasa ended up being an orphan cub.
That could be pretty cool.
And they took him in out of guilt. I was like, I guess that could be a little interesting thing. I mean, because I didn't care for them coming out with this at first. Yeah. Then I seen that plot point. I'm like, all right. I mean, if there's
something interesting like that, I feel like I didn't like when they remade Lion King in live action because it's like the Lion King animated movie is like a classic. I don't need to see that made in live action. But I mean, if they were going to tell a new story with this, then that's okay. I could see myself watching that. Yeah. And obviously, since we're talking live action, Lilo and Stitch is getting a live action movie, and Stitch looked awesome. They showed how he's gonna look, and that was actually shocking. I thought he was gonna get the Sonic treatment. I swear
5'10", 160.
I thought he was gonna get the Sonic treatment. Legend. I thought he was gonna look scary. I was like, man, I don't know. But then they actually did show him, which was really cool. He looked perfect. Looked literally ripped right out of the animated movie. I will go see that. Lilo and Stitch was a big movie for me growing up, so I would like to see that. Didn't care for Incredibles 3. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think that's Devon said he loved it because Trey hated it, but that goes without saying. That goes to their rivalries.
I didn't like Incredibles 2.
I did. I ain't gonna lie. I just can't recall.
It was the highest grossing. I mean, Incredibles 2 was the highest grossing animated film of all time until Inside Out 2 took the throne, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I don't know if that just got that based off the hype.
Yeah, nostalgia.
But I love the first Invincible or the first Incredibles. But
I don't remember how the second one started, but that's it.
But I think their problem with making a movie that was like what 13 years,
13,
14 years.
And like nobody aged, like nothing happened. Like it was just like, all right, it's tomorrow.
Here's a new story.
It's tomorrow. Yeah. Like no, it can't be tomorrow.
Yeah, I definitely didn't care for that announcement. Moana 2 is cool. I
speak for all parents. Like I'm sick of hearing the Moana songs. I'm ready to move on to new Moana songs, obviously. And same thing with Frozen 3. I mean, I'm sick of hearing the Frozen 2 songs.
They announced Frozen 3 and 4 basically. They said they said Frozen 2 is gonna need 2 movies to solve the problems.
I'm not. I can't say like I didn't enjoy Frozen 2. I never really watched all the way through, but they got a really good song in there by Jonathan Groff that I really do like.
Yes, I mean, so it's cool to see that they're at least giving like some of their animated films that were at least popular sequels. Like, so I didn't care for Incredibles 3. Toy Story 5 is obviously. I mean, we grew up with Toy Story. I'll take a new Toy Story movie any chance I can get.
And will it be the last movie? No. Do I care?
I mean, if it's gonna keep making movies,
I'm gonna be there.
If the franchise is gonna keep making money, then it probably won't be the last we saw of it. Another one that was interesting. Freaky Friday getting a sequel.
Freakier Friday.
Yeah.
Freakiest.
And that's what I don't want to cut you off, but anything that Jamie Lee Curtis is in nowadays, I'm watching because she's the greatest.
She's a great actress. I mean, I definitely don't blame you at all. It was just an interesting one to see. I definitely would have never expected that, and the fact that they got both of them back.
Yeah,
is obviously that helps. They didn't have to recast anybody. What other? I think that was really. I mean, obviously, like I said, then there was the other Marvel stuff, Agatha All Along.
Yeah, I'll actually add to the Marvel stuff because. Like the news that we got is pretty cool. Yeah. So obviously we got the X-Men 97 season 2, which obviously we were all at different points in X-Men season 1, and we all enjoyed it. So I feel like that's gonna be something that like just helps us a lot. And like people are loving it, and I'm glad that like people that didn't grow up like loving X-Men or loving the movies like get to have this because like X-Men are it's so many characters. And it's like you don't have to like the movies like. Ignore the movies if you want to know everything about the X-Men. You just want to know about like Wolverine, like Charles Xavier and all that. Mm-hmm. But we get Polaris, which is the daughter of Magneto. Danger, who's like turns into life from the Danger Room. We get those Grant Morrison suits, which I don't love them. Like I don't be like, oh my god, I can't wait to see them. But like the fact that we get to see different suits and like obviously you want that. Obviously, you want
Yeah, for sure. It's always cool to see your characters in different looks. It will be interesting to see how they tie the new suits in, considering the fact that all of our characters are displaced throughout time at this point. So to kind of be interesting to see like how they get back to that. But I mean, just with the way that X-Men 97 ended in such a good way with the cliffhangers and just how well of a show it was, like I knew that Disney would have to take every route they could to put everything.
Because they're already working on season 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
this
they have to go
slated
on
to come out in 2025, like the second half.
Exactly.
I was saying like August 2025 toward like up until March 2026, which is a huge ass fucking gap.
Yeah,
but I don't mind it. Because obviously like
I'll be waiting for it. It's whenever it does decide to drop. I was kind of shocked they didn't show anything, like even though trailers leaked for it. Like I was shocked they didn't show something for it because that is such a big thing. But I mean, I think they just wanted to focus on their stuff they know for sure is gonna be big for them.
Yeah.
Obviously, they did show a little bit of Spider-Man. What's the name?
Yeah,
of
your
that?
friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Freshman year.
No, it's actually your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh,
they switched the name. Yeah. Tongue twister for whatever reason. I don't want to keep saying that all the time.
Yeah,
so
but Spider-Man getting his own animated show kind of in the same style of X-Men 97, which it was cool because Disney did come out and basically say that all the Marvel animated shows are going to look different, like no matter what.
That was a big thing.
Which is cool. Like to keep them all separate and not, they could have easily been like, hey, X-Men 97 looks so good, we're going to make all of our shows
and paste
like
every
this.
single thing. Yeah.
But they decided they were going to do a different animation style for every single show. Obviously, they talked about Marvel Zombies coming back. Only 4 episodes, but if they do them longer episodes, that could be fine. As long as they're not giving us 22-minute Disney Plus episodes, how they like to do.
I'm sure they'll drop them all at once. So I would assume that it won't be.
And I'm wondering if they're gonna follow it off of the What If episode, where at the end we see Thanos with the gauntlet. So I don't know if that's gonna be like a new story.
But since they're saying like the animation is different, I think they might take it a step further and like do like some really like interesting, unique look to it, and like really like branch off. I feel like it's gonna do great.
And I could even see them like kind of branching more into the horror aspect with it, which like the What If didn't do too much of it. Little bits here and there for sure. It was creepy, but
it was still like MCU.
Exactly. Fantastic Four. Obviously, we got our first look at the suits, if that is the suits. I mean, Marvel does some misdirections all the time. I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, obviously we posted about it on TikTok with the blue suit with the white shoulders. Looked okay. It wasn't, like, anything mind-blowing, but it is the 60s, so this is obviously going to be more of a basic-looking suit. I don't know if that's going to be, like I said, the final suit. They just wanted to throw him into something just
like,
to show
the fact that he was wearing it as freely as he was, I don't think it is.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to save something bigger for when this stuff actually comes out. But no, like, D23 was honestly, like, it blew me away. I mean, even with Marvel doing as good as they did at Comic-Con with the big announcements of Robert Downey Jr. and obviously the Russo brothers coming back and all that, I didn't expect D23 to be as, like, I mean, I don't want to say it, but almost perfect.
Yeah, I think I'm just here to I like basically everything.
Yeah,
it's not really was like you know what I'm saying, like I don't like nitpick the announcements and stuff because I'm just glad that we're getting announcements like realistic like news.
I will say what they did that was good is that they didn't like overextend themselves, which Disney has had a hard time with for a while now. Everything they announced,
here goes this 7-year timeline for no reason. Like we don't need
I like that. Like everything they announced is in the next 2 years, and that's for all of the stuff. That's for Star Wars. That's for Marvel. That's for Pixar. That's for the movies they're making with their remakes and their live actions and all that. Like that was good to see that. They just want to like start showing us stuff that's coming out. I don't need to know what you're working on in 2029, or what's coming out in 2030 at the turn of the decade. Let's just see what we're looking forward to now, so we can start planning what we want to see, what we can get ready for in the next year to 2 years.
I could call off work in 2026.
One day. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen in 2026.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know what's happening in 2025. So like, I don't care about that.
What's happening tomorrow?
Yeah.
Like, can we just give me something sooner than that?
Give me something to look forward to end of this year, start of next year, so I can get into it. Obviously, like I said, the start of next year is going to be big for Marvel because obviously the only Marvel project we have the rest of this year is Agatha. So Captain America is going to be the first one next year. I think that's February. And they showed a little bit more Red Hulk.
Ironheart too. Yeah.
Is that coming out this year? I saw them show stuff about it. I just don't know if it was.
I didn't see any release dates really.
They said something about Ironheart was in What If. It was
What If actually has like, and this is a good thing. I want to also bring this up. Like another good thing that Marvel did is they're finally going into those characters where we're like I won't say we missed them, but we haven't seen them in over a year, maybe even 2 years. And we'd have no announced projects for them or nothing. It's like Moon Knight. I don't know when next time we're gonna see Moon Knight. I can't tell you a project that he fits into, but we get Moon Knight in What If. We're getting Ironheart in What If. We're getting White Vision in What If. Shang-Chi. I mean, like that's already 4 characters that we don't see or we have no idea what they're doing, and we also have obviously the new Captain America, which is Sam Wilson.
Yep.
We got Monica Rambeau, who's also in there, and they team up to make the new Avengers, and they fight the Gamma Monsters. So
I like
I'm not too sure who the Gamma Monsters are. I'm not too familiar with that, but we do know that we're getting characters that we have not seen for years now. We don't know when we're going to see them again, so it's nice to at least get them on our screen and remind us, like, this guy does exist.
Yeah, they did put a show out about this character.
Yeah, this guy actually does exist.
Well, it says that Ironheart here is coming out in 2025, and it does say that D23 attendees did get to see unreleased footage of Riri working on a suit for herself, as well as a look at the villain Parker Robbins, a.k.a. the Hood, played by Anthony Ramos. Which I know we obviously were really happy when he got cast a couple years ago, so to see that he's actually finally going to be put into a show, it's about time.
Yeah. I mean, if it is at the end of 2025, that's good, because I do like Riri Williams' character.
Because I mean, I think next year is 3 movies, so probably 3 movies, 3 shows, or 3 movies, 2 shows, if I had to guess. So I mean, that'll be cool. Because Agatha will probably take us into December, if it's 6 to 8 episodes.
Well, it actually starts September 18th.
Yeah.
So we only will.
Oh no, so probably only take us into November.
So it depends. They might even do a 2-episode premiere, and then it's only a month. So we'll see how that ultimately goes around. I mean, I'm assuming it's 8 episodes. So
yeah, it gotta be 6 to 8.
But I was not too impressed. That's like the only thing. I just didn't love the trailer. I didn't care for it. It's a lot of characters. Like I don't know.
The hype fell down for it for me.
Yeah,
I feel like you had a pinpoint. Like I think WandaVision came out in 2021, like maybe late 2022, early 2023. You drop it. Yeah. Now it's like. It's how you dropping it because you just it's like it's made.
It's our we already got it. We gotta do something.
Especially when that I get the song was hot. Like you had her, she was hot. Like you sold. Then most of them bring up The Rock, one of his favorite actors. Monster Jam. Didn't bring that up. I'm gonna bring it up. You know, 'cause he didn't want to bring it up.
I wonder what character he playing in that.
The main character with the best monster truck. You know.
Himself.
I mean, playing himself, The Rock as himself,
like The Rock as The Rock,
as Dwayne Johnson.
That's his truck name too, The Rock. Like that's all his whole.
Pixar actually got a TV series too. Win or Lose, the new show introduces us to the Pickles, a softball team gearing up for a championship. We'll ride along with 8 different characters, including insecure kids, helicopter parents, a lovesick umpire, and the Pickles coach as they prepare for the game of their lives.
I've seen that. Somebody said it's like not like actual, but like it's what's the show called? TV movie called? Damn, Flushed Away. They said it looked like the Flushed Away characters on there. Like,
I actually didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, that actually. I'm looking at it now. That sounds pretty cool. They have a trailer for it. I mean, getting a TV show is nice. That comes out this year, December 6th on Disney Plus. So that's something that we could actually have this year.
The last quarter of 2025 seems to be kind of crazy for at least Disney. I mean, I get it. It's good for them, obviously, because you want to end the year strong going into 2025. We didn't have much, obviously, even from the Disney Pixar side. We just didn't have much. We had to wait for Inside Out. Basically, that's what it.
This year, just in general, kind of felt kind of like a down year for like.
That's a very lackluster year.
Like there's been great movies, but I think just like last year there was so much hype around so many different movies, like having Spider-Man drop in June, and then having Oppenheimer and Barbie right there, and then like to end the year there was a couple big movies. Like it's hard to compete, obviously, with these movies that end up being some of the best box office sellers ever. Yeah. But it is just kind of like crazy to compare. Like I don't think there's really been that many movies this year. I was like, damn, I have to go and sit in a theater to watch this.
Yeah, you know? It's been almost.
It's kind of been picking.
It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go see it, and I end up not going to see it.
Great highs and then a lot of really low lows. So
yeah. I mean, I'm not too angry about not spending money. Like if the movie bad and I want to see it, or like if the movie good, like I can wait sometime.
I agree.
2025 gonna be good, though.
Yeah, 2025 looks like a really good slate.
Huge year.
Yeah,
so a huge year for movies and TV shows means a huge year for us as well. So.
I'm about to go sleep right now, so I can wake up in 2025.
If you do, I mean, like if you did that 3 years ago, you might have woke up in 2030. Like you know what I'm saying, like you could have got that big Avengers mashup that they would have had with X-Men. We thought we was getting like 7 years ago.
Like why is Robert Downey Jr. fighting against Sam Wilson? Like what's going on, bro? Like where's King at?
Can't even explain that. That's all I mean, like D23 I felt like was the perfect event. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, they have to save a lot of their stuff, and the fact that Comic-Con it's so close to it.
Yeah,
you feel like you might get lesser on one or the other. I feel like they did good.
And they still have Comic-Con New York at the end of this year too. So there's obviously other big announcements they could be saving.
Yep.
Obviously, or more so trailers, stuff like that. So I mean, like I said, I was really happy with D23. Honestly, as I was getting the notification, I was at work getting the notifications, and like everything that popped up was just good. Like everything that got announced, I'm like, wow, I could not believe a lot of the stuff they announced. I'm really looking forward to everything. But this was like, to me, Disney was a 10 out of 10. Like they hit it out.
Yeah, they did their thing this year. Yeah. I mean, I don't remember too much of last year, obviously, so I don't want to compare. But from what we've seen, I do think Disney did their thing. Literally every single, like Marvel. I mean, I said that Star Wars wasn't great, so I won't speak on that. But like obviously the Marvel live action, the animation, the Pixar movies, and I even think their park got some cool things. They got an Iron Man like themed.
Yeah, they did. That was the last day. It was like a whole big park event.
Yeah, so like the fact that they got so many things that they can bank on compared to Comic-Con, where it's just literally just like it's kind of more cut and dry towards like the live action and animation. That's kind of it for at least us, at least. But I ain't got nothing else to add about D23. Like I said, we thought it was a 10 out of 10 event. If it looked like we on our knees begging for y'all to sponsor us, like maybe that's what it is. Like maybe that's what we can. Maybe that's the goal. Maybe I don't know like what we really here for. Maybe we hear is like, we got an email like, yo, Glazers up. We'll see what we can do. But for the most part, like I said, I'm satisfied with everything that we've seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
Yep. So with that being said, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you like what you heard today, obviously, like I said, if this is a big year for 2025 for movies and TV shows, it's a big year for us as well. And we'd love to have you along for the ride. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one.